I think the final corner. No! Oh! Come on! No, come on! I'll just let that speak for itself. Hope everybody's doing well. Forza 5 Horizon. I have never played a Forza game before. Outside of, I think I played Forza 1 a little bit, way back when. I've done literally nothing so far. Yeah, so I've got like, I think the cars probably everybody gets through the insane intro sequence. It was a lot of fun actually, but it's like throws you right in it. These games always kind of railroad you, which is fun. If you want to just keep doing stuff, you're never going to be lost as to what do I do next. But the whole intro sequence just kind of railroads you through all these events, and you get these cars out of it. So, and then I bought a 914. I have no idea what I'm doing. I would like to just figure out how to drive the cars all right. And the map, let me see if I can find the map. The map itself looks amazing. I mean, I know that's kind of one of the big things that folks like about these games, but I'm just want to drive around. So hopefully it lets me just kind of explore for a little bit here, and can go check out different cool scenery and roads, and then maybe come back and actually do a few races or something. Got my 914 on the open roads. Kind of nice. I mean, it's amazing. The graphics, another level, and I definitely don't have the cutting edge computer that would be needed to fully throw this one out, but it works fine. I've got a lot of dirt roads and stuff in this, which is cool. It seems like there's a lot of twisty stuff. It's an interesting feeling. It feels a little dull. And I know there's some settings. Yeah, doing the Baja 1000 in a Porsche 914. I know there's some settings to change. I don't really know what settings are the best ones to have for this. So I've got it on the simulation steering and simulation everything. So hopefully it's yeah, the music's interesting. I had to put it on streamer mode because I'm almost certain the main music is probably copyrighted. All right, let's stick to pavement. It seems like a better idea for this car. So that was one of the first things I saw at Evil Dead. You know, Carrera Pan America would be an awesome thing. Oh, we're gonna go off-roading again. You know, that was a very famous race in South America in the 50s and 60s. You know, and beyond, but it really started then. And one of the races that a lot of really famous drivers got their start in. Roll it. Oh, let's check this out. Is this looks like a Bugatti, maybe? Probably a Bugatti. Those are typically the cars that, from the 30s. Yeah, it's definitely a Bugatti. We'll break off the road there. It's cool to see that. The force feedback seems really strange, though. It's just very heavy on the wheel. It kind of just pulls you in a direction. What do we got here? Got Cabo San Lucas to the right, Grand Poo to the left. It's kind of nice to see the variety of cars and things, though, out. That's what I get for watching chat. The thing that I thought is so funny, I mean, it's just kind of for fun, but you can hit literally almost anything and you just kind of go through it. Oh, and there's this big dust storm. I think that features as part of the main gameplay. Where are we in the world? That's the real question. We're in some sort of dust storm. This wasn't what I was thinking when you said beautiful. I think it's cool they chose Mexico as a location. It's, I mean, a lot of varied terrain and exciting type of roads and things, and it seems like they recreated the feel of driving through Mexico. I'm making the Dune movie. Yeah, for real. How big is the stance? Or am I going in a circle? Is that the issue? Must be getting really high up or something, because... then let there be light. Alright, this is more what I was hoping for. Yeah, this is a bit different than my normal stream type thing, but I just wanted to try this out tonight for fun. Yeah, this is a wide road. We'll diverge off into this little camping area. This looks like it's self-contained, but photo time indeed. Yeah, I can imagine myself. I mean, I'm definitely a big screenshots guy. If you check out my Assetto Corsa install, it's a lot of it is screenshots. There's a lot of screenshots and things, but it's fun. Take a nice picture. All right, save this. All right, so let's see where we drove to. Drove through all this storm stuff. All right, so we drove a good amount of the map, about halfway around it. So it's not... How long did that take? It's big, but it's not, you know, immeasurable. Let's check out the dealership, right? Is that what we were saying? We can see the different cars. Ooh, we got an Alpine A110. I love the A110. When I did the Targa Florio video, and I threw a couple of these in there, I was actually surprised. I didn't know in 1966 a couple of A110s raced at the Targa Florio, but I threw them in, and they were very quick, especially for a circuit like that. You know, I think it would be great to have a description pop up here on the right and just tell you the AMC Gremlin was first built in 1973, and it was not a very fast car, but it was in Wayne's World, and everybody loves it for that. Just kind of here to enjoy them. It's a good-looking car. I mean, it's definitely it's not trying to fool anybody, but man, the cars just had, I feel like they just had better styling. Check out the little the little Sprite. I didn't realize either until I started doing this 66 season how prolific the Sprite was in all types of racing. It's some pretty crazy versions of the Sprite that would race at, you know, Daytona and Sebring. Barn finds. All right, Auto Union Type D, the 1939. So this is the late. So this is the next version after the one that we have for Assetto Corsa from Gary. It's a cool looking car though. It's modeled so well. I'm sure some modders are gonna have a field day with this stuff, but the cars, yeah, they're modeled really well. I mean, how many 3D modelers are working on all this? Pump out the cars. There's hundreds of cars, and they're all this detailed. And like, sure, it's not a sim, but it's trying to be an arcade game. But it's amazing how many cars there are, and they all look very, very nice. I never knew this was a BMW. I totally know this car. So this car has the door on the front of it. So to get in, you open the front. And it's actually 2 wheels in the back. So it is a 4-wheeler. Very interesting car. So this one's a smooth 1.3 million. What a nice car, though. Look at this. I wish I could zoom in a little bit. Can I? No. There's this, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the stream because it's the quality, but there's this like wiring over the whole, like stitching together the bodywork. Wonder if that's actually what holds it together. That's so cool that they modeled that. Yeah, I'm pleased too with it. I mean, it's just a celebration of cars, you know. It's kind of like Gran Turismo does. This is probably one of the best looking cars of all time. 250. It's such a good looking car though. Love the gap behind the front wheels. I mean, it is basically a Grand Prix car with a bodywork on it. They're very similar, and it does have the 2-position steering, so it's not a center steered car. But it's not so different from a Grand Prix car just with a shell on top. My God, how susceptible to rolling is this thing? This has roll down the side of a mountain written all over it. I don't know a lot about the GT70. Again, Forza, just add a paragraph. How hard would that be? It'd be nice though to be able to learn a little bit about them. Do have a GT40 Mark II. Is that the only one? So Mark II, is this the 66? It's the Ford versus Ferrari one, which makes sense that they would put that in. And it's they got the Dan Gurney livery here. 11 million. Yeah, nothing wrong with this. I've never really paid attention to those red hooks on the front. I think I've seen them before. I'm not sure they always had that or not. That's interesting. It should be a foot higher. It should be literally another 15 to 20 inches up. Which I'm sure you can change. It's so low to the ground. What a good looking car though. Yeah, I've just opted to say Jag now because I'll never hear the end of it. Pronouncing things is weird because you can pronounce things. I know how to actually say things, but it sounds weird if you put on an accent to say certain words. But well, I do want this car. 22 mil though. It might be the most expensive car we've seen yet. There's an amazing. I mean, I'm sure a lot of folks have seen it, but if you haven't, search. There's a video in 1955 of one of these driving around Le Mans. It's basically a narrated lap. And it's incredible. It's on a practice day. There's civilians and people riding bikes and stuff out on the course. But Hawthorne's just doing a lap around the circuit. He's got a microphone basically taped to his mouth. It's kind of wild. I recommend searching for that. Wow, I did not expect this. It's cheaper too. It's $850. That's gorgeous. I was not expecting to see something like this. Why would they include a Lola prototype? It's not super far off. I mean, it's not the same at all, but it's not super far off like a 917. So maybe it feels pretty though. I don't think it was exactly the shade of blue in real life, but I like it. I like this shade of blue. I don't think it was like fluorescent like this. It seems like it shines in the sun a bit. This is such a cool looking car too. It's too low as well. They seem to slam some of these cars to the ground. It should be at least 6 inches higher. I guess it's so it looks cool. I think they look cool when they're kind of properly sat on the chassis. A car is so far ahead of its time. I mean, this car is at least 10 years ahead of where it was, you know, when it came out. Yeah, I don't know why they lower all the cars so much. It's cool. It's cool. Once the fastest car in the world, the Napier Railton. Oh, look at that. Look at the reflection on that. They're using, it's not a straight chrome, it's like a beat metal. That's super nice. That is super nice. The chassis is like a olive drab. It's a little more blue than that, but that's a pretty car. Probably looks pretty accurate to the real thing too. I would love to drive this one. It's only 1.5. That's cheaper. I'm sure if they modeled it, it doesn't turn. That's the thing about this car. It's meant to go straight. It was the fastest car. It set records at Brooklands and at the Salt Flats. And it has an airplane engine in it, an actual airplane engine. Only the 70s could have produced something like this. The car and the livery. Only the 1970s would have been able to do this. Some nice color selections as well. Racing stripes. Yeah, this is a fun car. The 427 is hard to drive. It's not as fun if you take the 289 around. It's more enjoyable. It's obviously slower, and if you can master the 427, like, more power to you. It's a very fast car, but it's a hard car to drive. So if you just want to have fun, going with a little less horsepower is a lot more fun, in my opinion. And it's such a small, light car that you can get away with having quite a lot less. All right, man, that was nice. That was fun to walk through, though, all the cars. So, this seems like a fun mission. So they need me to find an old car.
I'll go with Alejandro.
Got it.
I like that dune buggy. Is that what I get to drive? Oh no, no more. 914 is gone. Can we just cut up the mountain? I'm in an off-road vehicle, so.
This is definitely the
Sorry
place.
about your fence, but
Look at it.
it's looking a little bugged.
I've never seen a beetle like that.
it's decrepit somewhat.
Got it.
Grab the truck. Yes, please. All right, I think we got to take this a little more carefully.
Maybe not so lucky after all.
We've got a construction site. We have to go for the ramp, right? This works.
I think I can manage that.
Just so happens they had a ramp set up for us. Well, 8 minutes and 20 seconds is pretty liberal for that.
What did I tell you?
I did it in 1 1 minute 51 seconds, and it was an 8 minute 20. You would have to really obey the rules to do that bad. All right, let's try the Horizon Mexico circuit race. All right, let's see how this goes. All right, making some progress. We got a green-haired person driving in front of us. Go through some of these checkpoints. You know, driving with H-pattern, clutch, and all that probably be really hard to win it overall. This is a pairing that you wouldn't see very often. I do like how it chooses cars that are similar to mine. It makes me even more excited to try to get one of the interwar cars. Could have some kind of crazy interwar car battles. Doesn't deserve any shade because they're not trying to make it a simulator. You know, it's bad when they say, oh, they're most realistic simulator, and then it's not. There's no claims of that here. It's just a fun driving, car collecting, super experience, and have taken the lead. Yeah, the physics are definitely... So one thing it does do, which I appreciate, is when you move the wheel, you feel connected to the car. It actually turns at things. It doesn't... sometimes you get this feeling that you're not actually on the road in some arcade games, and it becomes more of a hindrance if you know stuff about how cars drive. This you can definitely drive realistically, still use your same sensibilities, and it behaves. Alright, come through, I think, the final corner. No! Oh! Come on! No, come on! I did it. I was so... I'll just let that speak for itself. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna murder the car. Like, I don't want to change the, oh my god, this is where you can do the silly stuff, huh? Okay, so we could do anti-roll bars, springs, and dampers. And this is cool. You could spend a lot of time doing this, and it would be fun to play with the different upgrades instead of just throwing the biggest thing on it. Like, just see what the different stuff does. Take your time. You don't need to rush. Alright, so this seems like a modest list. Under 10,000 credits total.
Do you want to continue working? Or shall we get these installed?
So we're a C-class now, is that okay? Gosh, there's a Corvette coming up behind me. Awful quick. Sticking with Optimus Prime here. I feel like I can just flat-foot it around every corner now. The car is way faster than it was before. Oh, pass. Is that a Lotus? Got a nice run on these guys. Can I get up into the top 5? Nope. Clean racing driver moves. Catch 5th place here. The car gets it really dances around when you get sideways just a little bit. Super weird feeling. So gonna finish 5th. So 5th place. It's not too bad, right? We're all Class C now, so it was a much faster race overall. But a lot of fun. There's so much stuff to do in this game. It's very overwhelming. But just simply driving around is quite a lot of fun in the different cars. And there's so many different cars to actually purchase and race. And the wheel itself, you know, we've talked about it the whole stream, but racing with the wheel in it feels pretty good. Once I got the force feedback stuff figured out, especially. But even before then, it wasn't too bad. Definitely feel like you're in control of the car. You know, even though it's not meant to be a sim, it's still fun and fine to play with a wheel, and you can use the shifter and everything too. So, but hope you had fun. Thank you for watching. See y'all again in the next one.